Hello and welcome to a Star Citizen Persistent Universe monthly report, going over all the stuff that Cloud Imperium have been working on over the last few weeks and what they're focused on now in October 2024. Admittedly, this is going to be a bit stripped down and a bit obscured because of CitizenCon being just on the horizon. Cloud Imperium like to hold back some information and prepare us for an amazing CitizenCon event by giving us a little bit less in the way of talking about what they're working on from the day-to-day. So sort of bear that in mind. Also, we are going to omit the AI stuff and move that into the Squadron 42 report because I think that it's more relevant there. And also the Squadron 42 reports are going to be a lot slimmer at the moment, again, because of CitizenCon, but also because the game is in its polish phase. Anyway, the vehicle content team moved several vehicles into their final phases, including the RSI Polaris and several unannounced ships. They also prepared to kick off another series of vehicles. We know that tons of vehicles are coming out between now and 4.0. We've got the Zeus Mark IIs, we've got obviously that Polaris, and many more. Lots of leaks about those, but we will not be talking about those leaks in this video. The core gameplay team supported the Argo Atlas, which included unique tractor beam behavior that the team are looking to improve and expand moving forward. As the game's first exosuit, it required a special technical setup, as it's neither a traditional vehicle nor a character. This posed some minor challenges when dealing with entitlement, vehicle terminals, lore system, and ship elevators. It's not supposed to be able to walk around landing zones freely, so kind of bear that in mind. The charge and drain system has had some deeper planning. They improved how connections between the multi-tool and resource containers are handled, ensuring they correctly deal with edge cases and multiple targets. You'll be able to remove the damage done by distortion by draining it out, and you'll be able to charge and temporarily get stuff working with the charge function. Bioaccumulation progressed too, with improved support for wetness visualization. Further work was done on jump points, including improvements to tunnel wall forces and failure behavior when you're in the sort of new quantum experience as well, I suspect. They also expanded various designer controlled values to better control how the jump point opening and traversal sequence is triggered. They've also improved the visuals for the tunnel exit. Jump drives now use quantum fuel in the tunnel. Fuel requirements is a per jump thing, though each drive has an efficiency multiplier, and the IFCS now takes time to come back online after a jump. I believe that this is all calculated before you jump as well, so you can't run out of fuel during a jump. It just won't let you jump if you don't have enough fuel. Jump points are currently with QA for testing. Numerous bugs were fixed for the resource network and engineering. They solved issues where items with minimum power requirements were not correctly being assigned power as part of their default presets. And they also fixed items with incorrect components being added to the resource networks, which could result in crashes. Work began on item box out bindings. When clicking on items, a 3D panel view will open with its details. The team also improved the item destruction and repair behavior when implemented. When a player destroys an item, it will be removed from the network and then added back if repaired. Progress continued on scanning and radar, including delta signatures. This includes a temporary AR marker that will show when detecting a delta signature. If that contact is pinged or locked, the existing AR marker will update temporarily. This sounds like it might be very useful for bounty hunting 2.0 that might be coming in the near future. In related development, the radar jammer will now prevent scan waves, while FPS radar and scanning went through various rounds of playtesting and reviews to improve the overall experience. The team also implemented off alerts for weapons, coolers, radar thrusters, and quantum drives, alongside misfire alerts for power plants, weapons, thrusters, and shields. For Maelstrom, the sort of destructibility system for ships and structures, they provided support for triggering of particle effects, alongside adding support for cinematic sequences and marking parts as critical. When a critical part reaches zero integrity, the whole object will be disabled or destroyed. In the future, this will tie into the resource network. In regards to the delivery of Alpha 3.24, they've actually begun looking at quality of life improvements that they'd like to implement before taking the next steps. The economy team continued on their work for Pyro, and they began implementing some of the balance changes that they'd previously been planning. The Pyro landing zone team continued the push towards Alpha 4.0, polishing and optimizing content and supporting the design team in making Pyro as distinct as possible. Mission design continued working on location repair missions, moving some of them into handyman archetypes. They also reviewed the Blockade Runner global event, looking at future tweaks and fixing an issue preventing some ships ships from being filled with cargo. Further tweaks to cargo hauling missions were made, including the possibility of removing negative reputation hits for abandoning the mission while keeping punishments for failing. The mission system refactor now has missions playable through to completion using the full mission service implementation. Medical and rescue service beacons are functional using this new system too. For mission contracts, there is now an option to set locality and availability there, such as like landing zones, moon settlements, or distribution centers. Work also began on improving the new player experience that accommodates more fundamental game mechanics. For example, teaching players about item banks, freight elevators, the respawn flow, component repair gameplay, master modes, and more. The UI team focused on multiple screens for the Pyro system while continuing close collaboration with the core gameplay pillar team on jump points and resource network stuff. They've also reworked each manufacturer's vehicle HUDs and MFDs, giving them unique colors and new layouts to reduce screen clutter and improve usability. Loads of these are coming in 3.24.2, and a generic one for the other manufacturers that they haven't finished yet or haven't got ready. Additionally, the team streamlined the multi-tool UI to be more straightforward without the need for floating elements. VFX continued their tasks for jump points and supported the vehicle, weapons, and location teams with a variety of deliverables, including the Argo Atlas and the RSI Zeus Mark II. The character art team progressed with the utility and specialist armors. We know that these armors are going to allow you to do specific roles in the game a bit easier, sort of more focused at mining, salvage, those sort of things. New heads for the character customizer and tasks for the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo were also completed. Meanwhile, the character concept art team continued exploring fauna. The animation team have spent the last few weeks sort of working on the Argo Atlas, as well as some more work on the Copian and other creatures. Narrative continued their support for Alpha 3.4's upcoming missions. They also provided text for a really exciting upcoming mission. The narrative team then supported characters by reviewing the costumes for Pyro's NPCs to ensure the various groups feel narratively consistent and appropriate for the locations that they're at. There were extensive meetings with branding and environment teams to talk over some of the environmental set dressing for upcoming areas. Online services team, they worked on 4.0, including the updated mission and marker system. The networking team prepared to bring server meshing to the persistent universe. This included a new series of tests on the tech preview channel, which are ongoing, where they're pushing the player counts higher. I think the last one I saw was 6 servers with 1,000 players on a single shard, all server meshed together. But yes, they're rapidly iterating on that and improving it and then putting new tests out. They also supported the various gameplay teams, helping to get their features server meshing ready and improve the robustness of authority transfers between servers. Boom! That's it for your Star Citizen monthly report this time. We are expecting 3.24.2 to go live at some point in the not too distant future. It could very well be a CitizenCon patch. That's what it looks like. They're hinting that this patch will go live for CitizenCon with the Zeus and a load of other features, the MFDs and that sort of stuff. It's possible that it is Intergalactic Aerospace Expo patch for November, but I'd actually expect a 3.24.3 patch for that. Yeah, but 3.24.2 patch is currently in Evocati at time of recording. It should be going to a wider PTU very soon. I am really excited for CitizenCon. There is so much they're going to show us. There's a ton of new ships and vehicles that they will unveil. There is a load of stuff with Squadron 42 that's likely going to be unveiled, and a roadmap of Star Citizen's future and a load of new cool stuff. I'm expecting to see things like Planet Tech V5 and some of the dynamic economy stuff and lots of stuff beyond 4.0, going towards a 1.0 minimum viable product release of Star Citizen. And I use that MVP term to be literally what it means. What do Chris Roberts and the team think the 1.0 version of Star Citizen should contain at a minimum to get out, and then build upon it from there. So a fully released sort of low bug game that is relatively mainstream and that people can play and enjoy, and then them add a load of stuff to it. CitizenCon being on the 19th and 20th of October this month. I'm going to be there. I'm really looking forward to it. If you've got any questions for the devs, chuck it in the comments below. Also, if you've got any questions about what we just talked about, chuck it in the comments below. Obviously, lots of work towards 4.0. I am really excited. Get NordVPN. There's a man at the end of this video that's going to tell you to do just that. A very long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, CIG had taken over the development of NordVPN. And at CitizenCon, the yearly Nord Fan Fest, they were releasing their first game, Squadron Nordy 2. It's amazing, and it would truly revolutionize the FPS industry. Then I woke up and realised that NordVPN is already great and released, and it doesn't need an FPS module, it's a VPN. And you should get it now, links below, discount, helps channel, read bullet points. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For October, it's for a Drake Corsair with a game package and lifetime insurance. All you have to do to be in for a chance of winning that lovely Star Citizen access and ship that can be used for exploration, but it's also this cool little multi-role, multi-crew ship. You just need a comment on any of our videos made during October. That will go into the hat. It's not a hat, it's a spreadsheet. It goes into that, and then a random person is chosen. With the addition of Alpha 4.0 and Pyro, there's going to be tons more to see and explore. The Corsair is perfect for that. Good luck. Please consider supporting the channel as well. We've got the join button under our videos that will make you a channel member. That goes a long way in supporting the channel, as does becoming a Patreon. It's pretty much the same thing, but for different mediums. You can also like, comment, share, or sub, things like that. That all helps with the channel hugely. We are also gathering questions for CitizenCon, so chuck those in the comments below as well. If I find any appropriate devs, I will ask your question, or I will probably amalgamate lots of questions together and make them more concise. Thank you so much for your support and watching, and I hope you have a great October.